up?
So boom, you can see chat. We're in eSports Reports podcast, episode 4, coming to you live. I'm one of your hosts, KernelCory, with Naterbutter.
What's up, guys?
Gosh, man, bad time to start an eSports podcast, because every eSports have been canceled. Everything's been canceled. You thought moving everything to online was going to make everything easier, but
It's taken forever to get started.
yeah, I mean that for sure it has. I guess once you're like hard set and doing it on LAN, then I can understand it, but it takes a while to get everything set up. And Call of Duty still no real word.
Dude, Call of Duty is being annoying. Like, I don't get why it's taking so long for them to go get in a bunch of online games and start a tournament over it. Like, maybe they're just doing regulation stuff or something, but like, I don't get why it's taken over almost 2 weeks now.
Yeah, I don't get it. And in my mind, like, I don't know why they don't have all these people. Like, I feel like you just get one building and everyone, I guess, plays in a different room at most. Like, we all play each other, but we're all in the same building in different rooms, or like into equally the same rooms. And why they aren't
Wait,
playing.
when you say in different rooms, you mean like each player in a different room, or
No,
like
I mean,
just each team?
Each team. Like, I mean,
Okay.
we're all on a like equal ground playing field. Like, I don't know, just keep them within reasonable distance where I guess it's safe. It's viewed as safe. But
Okay.
because some of the other leagues, they're saying that it's kind of like they don't want to play online because of connection, and then like I'll get into it when we talk about Overwatch League, but some of the times they were trying to play at were weird. It was insane.
Okay.
But Call of Duty, I mean, dude, I don't know, but we did call it on the Warzone. Like, dude, okay, so Pro-Am did happen, and now they're doing this Warzone tourney with nade shot and stuff. Like, they're giving away it's like $50,000 in chat and then $50,000 to people. Like, they're doing that today. As we're shooting, they're doing that. Or I think it goes live later, but
Really?
yeah, I mean, you haven't seen anything on, like, they had another Warzone thing yesterday, but they're having more. This is
Wait, are these like? I haven't been paying attention to Warzone at all. Honestly, I've been trying to like look at all the shit going on. So, are you saying like it's like the Fortnite thing where like anyone can play, or is it more of like an invitational kind of thing?
It's not anyone. It's like they have. I mean, obviously they got people who are with reasonable names to play.
Yeah.
Like that people will care about. Like yesterday, there was a different tournament, and like one of the team, like not the team that won, but they finished pretty high. It was like Nade Shot, Scump, and then their third was who was there? I can't even remember who their third was, but they had a third. And so then they just
It was Nade Shot and Scump.
Yeah, and I mean they used to play together, but they were.
Scump was like 10.
Yeah, but I mean day one Scump, but they were playing, and I don't know if they're playing pubs or if they're like, because I don't think they're actually playing against each other or something. But
okay, so was it going like, was it kind of like a time limit thing? Like, you have this much time to play this many games, and like you get points for kills and wins or something, or?
I'm assuming I think it was more point. I don't know if it was just for kills, but they showed the elims for everybody. They showed elims, and it was I don't think they were playing against each other, and I think it was probably match based. Like, you have this many matches.
Okay.
Just because that's kind of how it is. But that's kind of that happened. There was one yesterday, and there's something going on today. And today, like, I don't know. I don't think they were playing for like. I don't think anyone actually. I don't know how much, if there was real prize money for like the competitors. Because you think a lot of these players, they don't need to play for money, kind of. You think. And I feel like this is kind of entertainment.
But it's always a good incentive, like,
Yeah.
because if they're playing and they're actually going for money, then never know.
I don't know. The incentive today is like, okay, so there's 50,000. I think 50,000 that they get, like that they're giving away to chat. Like it's 100,000 tournament. They're giving 50,000 to chat. So by being in chat, you could potentially win a portion of $50,000.
That's so smart, honestly.
So like, dude, like, yeah, I mean, think about it. Like, Warzone's had so many viewers. Like, Warzone, I've not seen under 200,000 viewers all week.
Oh yeah, there's no way, man.
It would be.
It's just too. It's too big right now.
They're gonna pull a lot. But either way, Call of Duty League completely. No word.
So yesterday, Crim6, Clayster, and TP are the ones that won.
Okay.
And it was called the Code Green Warzone.
Yep.
And then today is the 100 Thieves is hosting the Warzone from Home tournament.
Okay. So does it say the prize? Does it say the prize pool? Did it say the prize?
It's the same thing. Yeah, they're both the same thing. 100K, 50 to the winner, 50 to, or 50 in prizes, and then 50 to audience. How do they like? So it's obviously on Twitch. So how are they giving money to the audience?
Cash App.
Cash App.
I'm pretty sure it's Cash App.
What if you don't have? What if you don't have Cash App?
Wait, what?
What if you don't have Cash App?
Cash App. If you want to win money, you have Cash App.
Okay.
But I think the idea of giving away money through your app promotes the idea of spending money through your app, so that's their idea. And plus,
I mean, either way, Cash App's real smart.
100 Thieves is promoted by, like, is sponsored by Cash App, so.
Dude, Cash App sponsors so many things. Like, okay, first of all, I was watching a video about the 100 Thieves compound, and 100 Thieves didn't spend a dime. I mean, they probably spent a little money on it, but, like, supposedly they didn't spend a dime on it. Like, it was all sponsored. And so, like, all of their sponsors through, like, Totino's and, like, obviously Cash App. Like, Cash App had to put a lot of money into it. But, like, there's a couple other podcasts that I listen to that are sponsored by Cash App. Okay. Like, so I don't know what happened with them, but their marketing side of things is just, like, exploding. So, okay.
I mean, dude. So, we're on Overwatch League?
Overwatch League? Sure.
Pretty trash transition, but we're on to more cancellations.
The nothing that there is.
Yeah, I mean, dude. Okay, so, because here's what I had prepared. Like, I had prepared to come on here and be like, okay, so Overwatch League, it was like 6 matches this weekend, and then next month it was gonna be April. Like, all in April is gonna be Friday, Saturday, Sunday, is when they were gonna play, and they were gonna have matches at like from 3. Like, one match was gonna be 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. Then they don't play until 1 like p.m. our time. This is all Central Time, just so you know.
Okay.
So, like, they would have matches from like 1 to 11 at night, 1 p.m. to 11 a.m. And then, like, there's more matches at 3 a.m. and then there's at 5 a.m. But it's like the Chinese teams. So I guess it's good for those viewership, but it's very weird.
Yeah, dude, I mean,
a lot of matches.
It's kind of one of those things, though, like, there's so many people that are home right now and stuff. Like, you can kind of make matches whatever time of day you want to, and you're probably still going to get around about the same viewership just because people are bored. Like, there's nothing to watch. And especially, like I haven't looked at this, but I bet you streamers' numbers have just been insane this past week because people are missing their sports. People are missing their gaming sports. Like, there's literally nothing on to watch. And so if you kind of throw something on and be like, hey, we're actually going to do this at, like, this time in the day, and everybody's going to be like, oh, well, you know, I got a whole lot of absolutely nothing to do right then. Or all the people working from home can throw it on a different screen while they're working, you know?
Yeah, I mean, if you put competitive in it, like, personally, to me, that draws me in even quicker. Like, I'm like, okay, that's competitive. I'm like, I wouldn't mind, like, that instantly. When I go and watch Twitch, like, the first thing I want to see is actually, like, people playing each other, like, teams. I want to see it for stakes, and that's what,
yeah.
So yeah, if you put that on, I'll watch. But it's crazy.
Dude, I completely agree about the competitive thing. Like everybody, I feel like okay, the majority of people draw attraction to like competitive scene of things. Like I think that's why Fortnite blew up so much. Is because it was so easy to play like a competitive mode in it.
Uh-huh.
You know, with all those tournaments, because it was one of those things. It's like, oh, like
I
it's
mean,
actually gonna be competitive. Like people are really gonna try, and people like even watching it. Like most people watch stuff because they're really good because it's like the competitive scene of it, you know?
yeah, I mean it's cool. Like Fortnite was great because like okay, with the cash cups or something like that, you instantly get to like you instantly get to see like okay, they put in 5-10 games, you watch that or whatever, and then you see like okay, how did you win? Like you get to see who won. And it's like everyone's streaming so you could jump to whoever is winning. You can see clearly who's doing that. So I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay, but dude, I don't know. I came on here and I thought Overwatch League. I thought we were gonna have to start really going hard on that, but now it's postponed until next week. Well, who knows how long.
Dude, it was weird to me to go on to like Overwatch, and then I tried to click on because you know they have weeks 1 through 20 something, and then
Okay.
like I clicked on week 8 or 9, whatever we're in, and then there was absolutely nothing. And then I go and I click on like week 1, which already got played, and there's literally nothing. So it's like Overwatch was just like, yeah, this is pretty shit time to be having anything up. So we're just gonna take it all down. Like,
See, that makes me feel like they might just like what if they scrapped like all the previously played games and they said, okay, now we're gonna count everything from here on now counts. Nothing previous counts, but everything
like they're
only
just gonna
games you play from
continue
now
the
on
season from
count.
now on.
Yeah, nothing you did previous. Like, I mean, some teams didn't play, some teams played a lot. Like,
I mean, I guess when that comes to like the whole bans with it, also, I guess that wouldn't be too bad because like they had an experiment week with like
yeah.
the bans, and then after that, like the world went to shit, and so did the whole league. So I could see it being like just scratch the start. This is better, but you never know.
It's a little too much, dude. But okay, Overwatch League canceled.
LOL. League of Legends,
I
man.
was reading chat and I totally missed what you were saying. I was like, no, no, it's like, oh, okay. I was a little lost, but I got it.
Tyler One, dude, I can't stand like okay, Tyler One is so funny to watch, but like I honestly can't stand watching him because like he's so like he is the definition of little man syndrome. Like the guy's just raging all the time, but it's pretty funny. Like it's kind of entertaining.
See, I just can't. I don't know. I haven't watched I've never watched any league streamer to like okay. Does Faker speak English? Like
No, the
okay,
dude can't
see,
speak
I'm
a
not
lick
gonna
of
watch.
English.
So like okay, I'm not gonna go watch anyone. I don't care how good you are at the game that I can't understand. And
Dude, the guy's nutty. Like
I don't know. And then I don't care to watch like I don't think Tyler One is like the streamer I want to watch. So I don't know. I
yeah,
need to find
no.
a good league streamer.
Dude, okay, so Faker, honestly, like the dude is a freaking not resurrect. The dude's a god in the league community because he has been like so good for so long and like so dominant. And also he's Korean.
Yeah, but Doctor Disrespect didn't play league, and I don't care for Doctor Disrespect is a little too much for me. Personally,
Dude, honestly, I wish he didn't wear the whole get up. Like, I think he's a really entertaining guy and whatnot, but I can't stand going onto his channel and seeing him in a wig and like sunglasses 24/7. It kind of hurts me.
okay. I mean, honestly, like the only people like I don't watch anyone who's like a dedicated league streamer. I watch like some of the people I watch will occasionally play league, but it's not like
Okay.
like I don't watch full games of league because I don't like I don't know the characters. It comes down to not knowing the characters and knowing who plays what.
It's because you don't play League.
Yeah, I know. It's because I literally don't play League.
Yeah. That'd be like me going to watch Overwatch. Like, I'm never going to watch I watched Tim play Overwatch, and I know he's trash pretty much, but like, watching that, I'm like, I don't know what the hell's going on. It's kind of the same scenario, just flipped.
Yeah, just different look. But I don't know.
Faker clicks more than he talks.
Like,
he isn't that good.
I don't know. When you watch little things, like, I just need to find someone who breaks down what's going on to some extent.
Yeah, dude. Okay, so a lot of League players also don't really talk whenever they're streaming because like they're so focused. So you kind of got to find ones that like are in the middle because they're either really annoying or they're actually like just dead ass quiet and really good. And like, okay, honestly, I love watching I'm a Cutie Pie, and he's like this. He used to be like in ADC way back in the day, but he's really entertaining and he is good. Mm-hmm. The guy just looks like he hasn't left his house in the past 10 years. Like, the guy's kind of creepy.
Okay. So who all y'all like? Okay. Who do you run in League? Like, what do you run? What role?
Honestly, it doesn't matter too much to me. Like, I used to play a lot of like ADC and mid, but at the same time, like right now, I've just been kind of playing wherever. Tim chases the popular games for the money he gets for playing. No player can break down during game.
See, the thing is,
exactly.
That's kind of the thing. You don't like. I don't need to watch a pro player. Like, I mean, once you like, it's more like someone who's I guess someone who's like mediocre but understands the game and like can win to some extent.
Yeah.
So okay. Dang, Nathan.
Carry Nate. Okay. I hate you, Fletch. But no, I mean, okay, Tim does chase popular games, like, but also that's just kind of his viewers in a sense. Like, he knows how to keep his viewers entertained because, like, they want to see. Like, obviously, they all know he's not amazing at any games. He's very mediocre at them all. So if he stays mediocre and just plays in popular games and he stays hilarious, then like I feel like that's how he's got to kind of keep his viewership.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, do you watch Tim the Tatman regularly? Like, is he someone you click on?
Oh yeah.
Okay. I've never. I don't know. It's just. I don't know. He doesn't do it for me. He's not. I've seen clips of him and he looks like someone I could watch, but. I don't know. Yeah, I don't think.
Oh, 100% tuned in to be entertained. Like that's the only reason to tune in. Like you're not looking for gameplay there. You're looking for like entertainment.
I mean, he usually has people who can decently carry him, so it's.
Oh yeah.
He can interact with them, so.
You can interact with them, and also like him being bad around people that are good makes it so much better. Because he can just kind of mess up the whole damn time.
But all you can do, which is what I do, is see habits good players have in China.
Shut up, Reggie. Play off of lock screen, and then you're allowed to have comments. Then you're doing habits of good players. Nah, so Reggie is he's a solid League player. He's been like plat and stuff, but this man play. Okay, so
what is your rank? What is y'all's like consensus rank?
Consensus like consistent rank.
Who's got the
all
highest
right? So
peak? Like who's the highest peak?
The highest Reggie, the big head rod, wood.
And that's plat.
Yeah, he played plat.
Okay.
And so, but like this man, so whenever you're playing League, your character, like your screen doesn't have to stay locked onto your guy. Like you can move your screen around while your guy's like way over here.
I understand. I get what you're saying.
But Reggie only plays locked screen, so he has his guy in the middle of his damn screen the entire time. And so if somebody's off screen and he tries to like hit him with something, he misses every time, and it drives me crazy.
Okay, so
But
I get what you're saying. So he basically can't. He's always looking at his guy.
mm-hmm.
He's always looking at his guy.
Every second.
There's never a time where he's not looking at his guy. Okay.
I'm convinced that's why he played a good support too, because if he played it's locked on him, and if he's around his ADC to help him out, like that's all he's looking at. Nothing else coming at him matters.
Okay, that's funny. So now that we're on to talking about League, dude, we're gonna go through the same thing for the same people once again.
Oh, the League of Legends.
Yeah.
Dude, League is so annoying. I hate that last week we literally got through our entire predictions for that weekend. And then they were like, yeah, we're going to cancel it right now. Like, as soon as we finished with those predictions, they canceled it, which sucks. But it's starting back up tomorrow. And there's no more Monday games either. So they all got shoved into Saturday. So Sunday's honestly a long day comparatively to normal.
Okay. How many games? It's 5 on both days.
Yeah.
So, what did I don't even remember what we started with last time.
What we started with last time? You asked me some kind of question. I don't remember what it started off with.
What does chat think? Who do y'all think is going to be good this week? We know. I already know who's good. It's blowing up in chat, dude. Okay, so I know, I can't remember who said it, but someone in chat last week said TL is going to repeat if they clutch up and make playoffs.
I think Fletch said that last week.
Okay.
But also, I think Fletch also said, yeah, it was Fletch. C9 had a free season. It sucks to break. Now they lose momentum. You're not wrong, Reggie. It does kind of suck for them that they're losing, but like, I feel like it's a good test for them because now that they have lost like the momentum per se, but also they already have a guaranteed spot in playoffs, so it doesn't matter too much to them. Like, I feel like at this point they're just gonna kind of throw out stupid stuff to see if it works. Like go Callista top or something like that. Like, I think it sucks that they don't have the momentum, but I felt like they kind of were losing it anyways just because there was no reason to hold on to it besides like going into playoffs. I'm going to tell you, it is broken, dude. Plus the top is just ridiculous. But like, I don't know. I feel like C9 is still going to do fine when it comes like playoff time. If they do end up losing out early when it comes to like the top 6, then I guess you can start to blame it on like between the break of last week, like losing the momentum, and then also the fact that it's going online. Like they kind of have like a bad angle on it, but they also kind of have like a good perspective to look at it because in the end they can like, if they end up tanking out on it, then if they end up tanking out on it, then like they have an excuse.
So do they play, when it comes to playoffs, do they play best of 5 or do they play like?
Yeah, it's best of 5 at that point.
5? Okay. And then is it just one game elimination or is it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I think it's a best of 5 and whoever wins that set of 5.
Okay. And then so if they're number 1, like are they going to have to play like, what is like, is it 1 and 2 don't play and then the other 4 play and then the winners of those 4 play the top 2?
I'm pretty sure that's how it happens. So it's like,
so if we skipped ahead, it's 1,
so it'd be like 3 and 6, 4 and 5. And then it goes winners of that to 1s and 2s. I'm pretty sure, I don't remember honestly.
Okay, because it looks like, so it's best of 3, or best of 5, 4. I'm lost. Well, it says okay here. It says best of 5. I'm looking and it says best of 5.
Yeah, it's a first to 3, but it's like technically best of 5.
Same thing. I mean, even in like series is best of 7, I guess. 12.
You forgot about the 6.
Oh, I'm on the other. Oh, if I comment through this, it's on that. Okay. Yeah, I just hate how they don't show the bracket. I hate seeing this setup.
Right, I hate seeing just the blank things. Like, just at least put seedings in there, you know?
Something like that.
But okay, so Reggie, do this best team like
3 playing?
Does your 1 play the 6 immediately, or does 1 have a bye? That's what I can't remember.
So if it's C9 and TL, who's winning? Like if that's first, like if it is, okay. So top 2 teams have a bye. So okay.
You see, that's what I think is top 2 teams have a
bye. Be playing TL no matter what. What are our? I was looking at the standings a second ago. Oh, okay. So I mean, so Team Liquid say they make it in at 6, and then FlyQuest is 3. They get dropped out of top 2. I mean, so yeah, like potentially, if Team Liquid did play Cloud9, how's that go?
If Team Liquid played Cloud9, so in order for that to happen,
I mean, I don't think that's 2 out of the no buys. Okay, so either way, if Team Liquid plays Cloud9 in the playoffs,
yeah. Okay, if there's no buys and it's Cloud9 1, and then Team Liquid 6, and they play each other.
Well, they actually play each other the week before playoffs, so we'll get cool.
Oh yeah, that's the last game going in, isn't it?
It's not the last, but it's
like their last game.
It's their last game, and then they play FlyQuest, which they might have to play FlyQuest.
Shit, dude.
So
okay. Stomp. Reggie thinks C9 would just destroy TL. You see, my thing is that if that last game for them, like if TL plays C9 and then TL wins that last game, and that's like the deciding factor of if they make playoffs or not, and then they have to turn around and have a series of 5 with them, like, I don't know, dude. I could kind of see TL going on a run at that point and just like beating C9.
Okay. So you think they can beat?
But also, C9 would also have to they would have to mess up.
Okay, so C9. I mean, they don't play anyone. They don't play anyone crazy good. Like they have the time to build momentum. Like build back momentum.
Yeah, like they can for sure beat 100 Thieves, for sure beat CLG. They have EG and then TL. Okay, Reggie, the game they lost against TSM, they got destroyed. There was not the one game they lost, they dominated just 1 or 2 mistakes. No. That TSM game, they got railed. Like, they got utterly destroyed. Like, TSM just literally shoved it down their throats.
Why can't I? Okay. Either way, I remember... I feel I watched this so long ago, man. And then it didn't, it doesn't stick with me like other things do.
Yeah, that's fair. But, oh,
I need to
God.
watch live. When I watch live, even though it's the full game and it takes longer, it's like watching the...
Dude, the best part about League is still the commentators. Like that's why it's best to watch live. It's because the commentators are freaking hilarious. They go wild.
Okay.
Game was winnable. The game was okay. When it comes to being like the pro games, it's always winnable because gold is so close. Like it's kind of one of those things. Like it's a 1-2 kill game, but like if you look at that game in its entirety, like it was all like TSM had to mess up. It wasn't that Cloud9 was messing up. It's like Cloud9 just wasn't performing well, and TSM just gave it to him.
Damn. Naterbutter laying it down for Reggie. Don't take it too hard.
God.
Don't take it too hard, dude. It's fucked up, Nathan. It's kind of an asshole. Kind of an asshole sometimes.
Oh my god.
Very uncalled for. I don't know, man. Okay, so honestly, out of those teams, I mean, well, aside from Team Liquid, I guess we say that's a hard, potentially tough game. EG is a reasonable team now.
Yeah, they've been playing decent, dude. And they pretty much got a free win against Dignitas on the last game on Sunday.
That's this Sunday or last week?
This weekend.
Yep, there you go. Yeah, I mean, honestly, it should be a free win.
And then, yeah, that should be fun. You see, I think the TL and EG game, I think I said it last week, but like that game's super important because if TL wins, like then they're on a roll at that point. Like they're just running through it.
Okay, how are they on a roll? Oh, because they're just gonna beat everyone else? Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Who else do they play? They play FlyQuest, and they play GG. Okay, but you think they okay? That's
yeah. I think if TL beats Evil Geniuses, then they're gonna win out for the weekend. So they're gonna beat GG, and then I think that coming weekend when they go against FlyQuest. And then C9, like if they win 3 of them in a row and then play C9, like I think they beat C9. And also I feel like C9 is not going to put too much effort into that game.
Okay, so
NA LCS is 2 top heavy, so usually top 2 teams win. Only lower team to win was CLG. Was that when it was like...
So are you saying like historically, like...
Yeah, Reggie's saying historically like the top 2 teams win, which he's not wrong.
I mean, okay, didn't you say like isn't Team Liquid on like a 4-peat? Like...
Oh no, they won last year, and then I don't think they won the year before that. I think the year before that was a weird year. But I think... Wait, Reggie, are you talking about when CLG to win? That's whenever they had like Afromu and Stixay and like I don't even remember who all was on that team. That team was the one that was ranked lower. Okay, yeah. That was a fun one to watch because they were like big underdogs, and then they went to Worlds and they did comparatively. They played decently compared to most teams. Yeah. Yeah, they went on a roll and killed it. You see, I kind of feel like Team Liquid has like they have the ability to do that. Like they probably could.
Team Liquid has the ability to what?
To be like the last seed and then just keep destroying from that point. Because like when it comes to their team, like their lineup and stuff, like they got a solid squad. They just played real crappy at the start.
Okay. Now go to Twitter and type in Stephen A. Smith. Okay.
Burner. Type in Stephen A. Smith burner account meme bracket.
Oh, I don't log out. Okay. What am I typing in?
Stephen A. Smith burner account meme bracket.
Oh gosh, I got all this stuff in my way. Okay, wait, did I even type? Okay. Stephen A. Smith.
Burner. He made a March Madness bracket. There wasn't even conference tournaments, and like he made a burner bracket.
Okay. Okay.
Did you find it?
I don't think I did. I don't know. Did I? Oh. Yeah, that's why I'm not finding it. Guys, like I literally just found it. Okay, boom.
Oh, did you find it? The SAS burner.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay. Very bad. So we get to ranked. You vote in his tweets. Day 2.
This is freaking funny.
You should be. Oh my god.
You should be suspended immediately.
Let me tell you something.
Okay. Or
It is. But there's something wrong. Psychologically, something has happened. Yep. Now, I don't know what it is. But
someone has way too much time.
it's back. There's something wrong. Psychologically, something has happened. Yep.
Dude, it's the freaking corona.
Okay, well, here, let me go.
Have you be suspended immediately?
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Have you
I think I got it.
You should be suspended.
Psychologically. How can you not go with psychologically on that?
Dude, it's just
Let's
people are getting so bored now, man. Nobody has anything to do.
How do you do that? How do you do that? What the hell is going on?
Okay. Neither of those really did it for me. Wow.
Kind of a shitty game.
Those two weren't ideal. Okay.
How big is this bracket?
It's insane, dude. That's insane. That's insane.
It's literally the same, exact same as March Madness. Like they have 1 to 16 in 4 different regions.
Oh my god, can you believe that they made 64 memes from Stephen A. Smith and decided to put them all against each other?
Dude, when I first opened this, I was like, what the hell is this? Like, why are these just words?
I need to follow it.
How many followers does it have? Has 300, almost 350,000 followers. That's hilarious, man. I'm gonna spend some time looking at that shit later.
Okay. Comments on every ESL.
Did you see the freaking profile pic?
Let me see. That's just wrong. That's so wrong. Okay. Excellent. Put away my chat. Need to open up. Okay, there.
Oh my god. Gotta stay protected.
That's so funny. Okay. We want to just finish out Rocket League real quick and get through this.
Oh yeah, I'm down.
Okay. What do you... Dude. Yeah, back to eSports. Back to eSports.
Back
just
to eSports.
Say we did it for sure. Okay. Honestly, so Rocket League last week, it was pretty, so I learned a lot. I actually watched a lot. I never really watched, other than last week, I never really watched Rocket League other than, like, the champion games. And I've never even, like, I think last time I watched it was, like, Cloud9 versus someone else. I don't know, but...
Dude, it's almost like baseball to me. Like, you watch highlights of it sometimes, but you never watch it live unless it's, like, playoffs.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, last year was the first year I ever watched baseball live in the playoffs. Like, sat there and won and was like, okay, like, this could be a good game. Because sometimes it just gets out of hand and you're like, I'm good. But...
Yeah, true.
Quick. See, you say Rocket League's low in popularity, but I feel like Rocket League is so, like... I guess compared to League, if you base it off League, but I feel like Rocket League has for what it is, it has a pretty good following. Better following than some games.
You see, I wonder if, because Rocket League's actually been out for longer than, like, I expected it would, because I kind of looked it up and whatnot, but I feel like it's not dying, but it's also not growing too much. But I feel like with this, like, everything that's going on right now is kind of helping it out because, like, people are bored and not watching anything else. And so your gamers that want to watch something like competitive go to Rocket League because, you know, they all, like, everybody's got a buddy that plays Rocket League way too much and stuff like that.
I think Rocket League benefits. I think Rocket League is so, like, it's so easy to understand, but then it's so, like, there's kind of a chaos to it. So, like, you don't know what's going to happen. But yeah, I think Rocket League's like a good entry esport for, like, I guess teams. Like if a team wanted to start, I don't know how much it takes to get a Rocket League team, but I feel like you can't be high up on the thing. Who was that? Let me check. Appreciate the follow, Ventez. How are you doing today, man? Appreciate the follow, Reggie.
League is good, untoxic. Shut up, man. That's such a lie. League is not an untoxic community.
Dude, games like League and honestly even Overwatch and all those games, like, where you have to depend, where your team is, you're pretty team dependent, like, yeah, no, you're toxic without
Dude,
a doubt.
nothing is more toxic than League of Legends. Because one, it's all typing. Like, you never hear anybody unless you're, like, on a Discord or something. And then two, like, the fact that you can solely blame a loss on one person, like, everybody just gets horny to blame everyone else. And it gets so toxic so damn fast. It's ridiculous.
Dude, I mean, honestly, though, like, I don't know. I don't, like, do you type in chat a lot when you play? Yeah. I mean, even when I play Smite, like, dude, it's always...
I mean, you know, whenever we play Smite together and, like, Garrett does some dumb shit or, like, one of us dies, we're like, what the hell are you doing? Like, why? And so, like, but at the same time, like, all of us are normally in the one lane or something like that. But if we go and, like, play League of Legends and you have, like, 2 solo lanes, a jungle, and then, like, a bot lane, like, you have so much area to blame someone. Oh yeah, dude, Reggie, I don't want to talk about it, man. You suck.
I mean, see, that's the thing, like, I don't know. League, I don't know. I don't want to play against bots because I feel like you learn playing in League, like just playing, like it's not fun to play against bots. But I don't want to get destroyed a million times to finally figure out what I'm doing.
It doesn't take that long. Watch a couple videos. Let me and Reggie create new accounts with you, and then we just go and play.
It's builds. Do y'all play ranked or do y'all just play like casual games?
Honestly, we've been playing a lot with like other people, and you can only play ranked with up like solo or duo kind of thing.
Okay. That's what I was, okay. So ranked you can't join with a party.
No, it's only solo or duo. So, I mean, I'll play with Reggie sometimes. But, like, Reggie plays a lot more ranked than most of my friends do. Just... okay, technically you can play with 3 or 5, but that's flex rank, and nobody takes that serious, like, ever. So, alright, so your typical rank system, like the one that everybody bases, like, your skill off of, is your solo or duo.
Yep.
And that's, like, it's called solo duo ranked. And so flex rank is whenever you can have a squad of 3 or 5. And so that's when you can get like a whole squad or 3 people and you can queue for flex rank. And it's a lot more like, you know, that everybody like on your team and everybody on the other team are like communicating. So it kind of makes it more even. Because if you had like a whole team of 5 against a bunch of like individual players, it's a lot harder for the individual players to win. So that's kind of their way of making it towards you can play with like a big group or you can play solo duo rank. But everybody kind of takes the solo duo rank into account for like the actual serious rank, because that's like more based on your personal skill and how well you can do, even if you do have teammates that feed their ass off or something like that.
See, I don't know. Do you play? Would you play Rocket League on a PC, or are you gonna play it on a controller? Like that's.
I don't know. I don't know how it works on a PC. Like,
I mean,
do you use WASD, like WASD? Like, do you move around like that and then look around at the ball and then because all you need to do is drive around and boost. That's literally it.
Like the physics of Rocket League are so like. I don't know, if I really start to think about it and try to think of what I'm going to do, like that messes with my brain so much. And then to think about doing that on a PC and being like, okay, so my car's upside down, so I need to like hit boost, but angle myself this way. So I boost and hit the ball that's coming this way, so it goes that way. Like, no. Like, that would destroy me.
I mean, yeah, like... I don't know, even whenever I play on Xbox and I like just try to like jump in the air kind of thing, like I can go straight in the air and that's about it. Like I can hit it once and if I miss, like there's no adjusting.
Yeah, no, because dude, when I'm watching, like when you like I just want to have the understanding of all esports to where I can watch it and understand like I can kind of see the play develop before it happens. Like, because I was watching Rocket League and I'm like, this, like, it's like, oh, he flew up for no reason. And then it's like, oh, no, he saw the ball was going to go off the wall, and he knew. And it's like, whoa, like, okay.
Yeah. Dude, I was watching, I can't remember what game, but some dude was, like, behind, like, half court, the half field line, whatever. They were, like, on the opposite half, and then they just bump it up. And this dude's just, like, on the other side. It just, like, glides halfway and, like, hits the ball perfectly in. Like, it was such a long play, but, like, them doing that are just ridiculous. Obviously, they're pro.
I mean,
like,
it's not the pro. It's not that I want to be able to do that. It's just that I want the, like... I mean, the other thing is, with esports, it's really hard to see kind of... honestly, we can talk about that. Give us 1 sec. Like with esports, it's like you can't see, in games that aren't like Call of Duty, you can't see everyone's perspective at the same time unless they offer, like in League, I guess. In some esports, they give you like you can buy a pass and see everyone's perspective. But it's like hard to see someone's perspective and then be like, okay, so they like here's what they did, and then like break down the play. Like as it's happening, because like think about it, like if we're watching football, like everyone's on the same field, so like we can clearly see what everyone's doing, and we know kind of like there's one ball they have to do. But like if we have like League or like with Rocket League, like you have 3 people who are all looking different ways, and I guess that one's a little better because they are on a field and you can see what they're all doing. But like, I wanted like it'd be amazing if you had like a broadcaster who has the knowledge to be like, okay, well here's what he has to do. Like he has to go up and hit the and he sees the ball's going up and it's gonna drop down through the middle, so he knows he has to bounce off this wall because he sees he's guarding the left side of the goal or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that's where I aspire to get my knowledge with like. I mean, I can see some of that in some games. I feel like Call of Duty is kind of where I see that the best, but.
Oh yeah, League definitely does a good job of that. Like when it comes to explanations and like, hey, this guy messed up because he walked forward too much, like stuff like that.
Because dude, even that, like I was watching something on League and they were talking about how the dude's like how I don't even remember what player it was, but he was just dodging Qs and like farming CS just because like just by dodging Qs, and he was like, oh, notice how his mouse just stays closer to his character so he can quickly swap between sides to go to and dodge.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, I was like, see, I don't think of things like that. Like, I don't think like that.
True.
Especially not about League. And I was like, oh wow.
True.
It's really cool.
All right. So Vintez, do you think COD Warzone has potential for for eSport BRs competitive with Fortnite?
Okay. So here's the thing. I think the reason Warzone's so popular is like anyone who's older and has ever played video, like any male, I guess for sure any male who's older, like kind of in their 30s or so, maybe like at least in like we'll put 30s as like the minimum kind of, but like I feel like people have been playing Call of Duty, like you've been playing Call of Duty, so you have like you know what's going on better, and so that's why the game's so popular. And so I feel like this big rush for everyone playing it and watching it, I don't know, like you don't really know if it might stick, but I don't know if they're trying to make an esport around it.
I think that COD did a fantastic job of making sure that it was Call of Duty in a BR version instead of a like BR being Call of Duty, if that makes any sense. Like it still has such a good Call of Duty feel to it that it always feels like you're playing Call of Duty even though it's a BR, because it's not like when it first came out, I thought it was kind of slow, and like most Call of Duty games are extremely fast and whatnot like that. But the more I think about it, and I think more that people are getting comfortable playing with it, like people are playing a hell of a lot faster, because even if you do die, you have automatically one chance to get revived by the gulag. It doesn't matter if your entire team dies or anything like that. Or like at the same time, like even if you do die, like say your squad of 3 goes against another squad of 3 and you lose one, but you still wipe their whole squad, well, you're going to get some cash off of that, and them buying you back isn't going to take too long. So you have like a huge potential to get those like big kill wins. And I feel like that's something that's like extremely interesting, and it's something that like a lot of people like to watch. So I can kind of see them making it into like an esports BR. I think that earlier when we touched on like them having these like the 100 Thieves 100K Warzone from home kind of tournament, and like I think they're starting it right the same way that Fortnite did start theirs, by making it like at home online tournaments, and then eventually turning it to like it being LAN maybe. But at this point, like I feel like they're doing it good to lead it that direction. And so like I think it could have a potential to be an esports BR. It's just they got to do it the right way, and I think they're doing it correctly right now. But you got to kind of see where things go. And like I definitely compare it to Fortnite like 100%.
Okay. So here's the thing, like, okay, I really just don't think, I don't think they're trying to make this their main focus, and I think that's the worry if they make it an esport. Like, they want I think they've invested more in the Call of Duty League, and they don't want, like, they'll probably, their idea right now is, like, we need to use, like, Call of Duty's idea needs to be, if it's not already, we need to use Warzone to promote the Call of Duty League, and we don't need to have Warzone overtake the Call of Duty League, and potential, like, if you start giving away insane money, and like make Warzone tournaments like at a Call of Duty League level, then pros would potentially say, like, well, right now it's more beneficial to play Warzone than to play Call of Duty professionally against other teams. Like, so I think they might try to promote it, and I think these tournaments promote it and draw people in to watch Call of Duty, and I think they need to do something more to get people who are trickling in to watch to stay for other reasons, because I think it has potential, but I don't think they want to push the potential as far as it could go, and I don't think their idea is to compete with Fortnite. I think they should. I think the furthest Call of Duty should go with competitive Warzone is to make cash cups, do cash cups like Fortnite, but don't do anything more than that. Like, you don't need the big finals, like the trio finals or whatever. Like, that might be fun, but you don't want people solely investing in that.
Yeah. I agree with you. It's definitely one of those things, like, when it comes to Call of Duty, like, competitively, long-term wise, like, if you think long-term, the only way that it's going to be successful long-term is through, like, something like the CDL, where it's your traditional Call of Duty, it's your 5v5, like, domination, hardpoint, like, stuff like that. Like, that's how they be, like, successful competitively. But I think, like, Warzone is almost like, I think you're right. Like, they got to use that as an entrance to it. So I almost wonder if they're going to use, like, Warzone as kind of like an off-season buffer in a sense.
Okay.
Like, and what I mean by that, I guess, is that you have your big names, like your Scump and everything like that, and they're like, did you know who Dizzy was before Apex came out?
No.
Exactly. So if you have Warzone, like these small tournaments with streamers and stuff like that, everybody wants to watch talent. And all your talent's going to come from these guys from the CDL. Okay. And so if you host these things like you're saying with like the Friday night Fortnites or like whatever they want to call it, these small tournaments online, and you have your pros go out there and kick ass and everybody wants to watch them, then people dig in deeper. And then at that point, people are going to be like, hey, let's watch these guys, and then they're going to see the professional side of things, and maybe that'll draw more attraction. So I think you're like 100% right whenever it comes to like they're going to use Warzone to
promote Call of Duty further, just overall.
Yeah, I think, but also I could kind of see it as being like almost an off-season thing for CDL, like because Call of Duty, like the league itself, it's not that long. Okay. Like it's 10 weeks. Maybe.
I don't know. They have 10 events. They have like 10 events. So
yeah, so it's like a 12-week something like that. Like you got a bunch of other months that are not covered, so that can kind of be like promoting the season to come.
See, I kind of like here's kind of what they could do. Here's a great idea. Somehow do a ranked Warzone, and then at the end of it all, you take the 100 you do a sort of Fortnite World Cup thing, but you say, okay, at the Call of Duty finals, like that the World Finals will have the Warzone World Finals, and the 100 people who somehow qualified for Warzone Finals through online Warzone games make it. And then you sort of have like that Fortnite, you kind of do the Fortnite layout where you have 6 games to do whatever. I think that's a good way they could work it into. But I don't think that I just think Warzone's almost too big to be organized. Like 150 people is, I almost think, too much, and I feel like it invites too many problems to do some super organized things consistently. Okay, more consistently doing it, it becomes more of a challenge.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, and also Warzone's still young. Like, they got a ton of potential to do so much with it. Like, they can change a bunch of things. They can it's the point of balancing. Like, it gets to one point where like, hey, if you have all these pros doing the same thing because they're abusing it, like they're gonna have to like balance stuff out. And I feel like these little tournaments that they got going on right now are something that's like definitely good.
Okay. Here's my thought. Until this is when battle royales get boring. Here's why Apex got in my mind. Here's why Apex got boring, and here's why Warzone potentially might get boring, because it is kind of like this now. When it's just pub stomping, it's not really. It stops being enjoyable. Like, I don't know what the tournament, how it was done yesterday, but like, when people are getting like 70 kills, and that's just like, oh yeah, you gotta average like I watched competitive Apex and like a little bit, and it was like, oh yeah, like these teams have to average 30 kills a game in their pubs, and then like there would be times where they might run into each other in the same match, and that was kind of like, okay, if you win that matchup, you have like, if you lose or win right there, that's a big decider in the game. So it would kind of like, competitive Apex wasn't really competitive because it was like pub stomping with the possibility of potentially running into someone, like, and that would be the best. That would be the real decider of like who's better.
Yeah, that's true.
Because I actually killed you versus like I killed 100 more guys than you because I saw a bunch more bots. Like,
everybody wants to see really good people going at it.
Yeah.
Regarding cross-platform in games like VRs, do you prefer mouse and keyboard or controller? Are there advantages? Would using one or the other considered fair?
I feel like that's more Fortnite based. Like, I feel like, I mean, if there are advantages in games like Warzone, I feel like the real advantage is thought about in Fortnite. The real advantages are in Fortnite, but I don't think, if I'm playing Call of Duty, I don't care if someone's using a mouse and keyboard. I don't feel like that's, like, I'm at a disadvantage. But
I mean, the whole thing goes down to aim assist.
Yeah, but that's kind of more I feel like that's...
Is there aim assist in Call of Duty?
There is, but I don't think it's... I think Fortnite has, like, made aim assist such a topic that it's thought of aim assist as like I think it is. I think it's such a big deal with Fortnite because of all the building and all the editing. Like, mouse and keyboard, you're kind of just like throwing your mouse around all over the place. Whenever it's like a controller, you got to throw it around a lot, but like that's that little ass joystick that you're trying to do all these different little things with. And then so I guess that's why they buffed the aim assist so much, is just because like if you're throwing this around and then you got a guy to shoot who's like way on the other side of your screen, you can kind of just flick it in his general direction and lock in on it. And so I guess like he asked what do we prefer, and like, okay, I've always been a controller guy. Like, I've played little games on mouse and keyboard, like especially when it comes to shooters. Like, I've always been on controller. Oh, it's Steven? Oh, well. I didn't even know it was Steven. That's funny.
Wait, Laura?
Yeah, I feel like it's Steven Laura.
What? Why is the name Ventez?
Because he likes Kingdom Hearts. It's probably like Ventez. I don't know. I don't even know. I took a random guess. What's up, Steven?
But like, always been a controller. Are there advantages with you?
Dude, I see kids who destroy on keyboard. Like, I've seen kids who destroy on like just a normal controller. Like this one dude I watch who plays on like NA West for Fortnite. Like, basic controller. He's like no scuff, no control freak, no nothing, and he destroys. But and then this kid slapped Nick Merckx. But Nick Merckx is kind of like good too. I feel like it's easier to be like, if we were playing Fortnite, I think if you learn keyboard and edits on keyboard, you can be better as an average player than on controller. But I think I don't know, if I'm playing Overwatch, I don't feel like the potential's higher on PC. I feel like the ease to like to be average, like to be better than average on PC is like more beneficial. Like, an average PC player playing against an average controller player, the average PC player beats the average controller player on Fortnite.
Well, I kind of think.
That's what I.
Can you play Animal Crossing on PC? I don't know, dude. The new Animal Crossing came out. That's why there's so many viewers. Like, I have so many people our age that want to play that shit.
Honestly,
but
it doesn't seem like the worst game.
Oh no, it's entertaining.
I mean, I
don't
know. It's
dude. I think the potential is higher on PC simply because like you watch some dudes' clips on PC and they're like just editing the hell out of everything. And then they go and just have like one little flick and just kill someone with a headshot, like a shotgun headshot. Like, it's not even smooth at that point. It's just like, holy shit, that just happened in like 2 seconds. And like, you can't do that on a controller. Like, you physically cannot do that unless like, I guess maybe with a scuff, but like, I don't know.
You do have to. I think as of right now, you have to have a Switch to play Animal Crossing. I don't know
Yeah,
how
probably.
you can play Switch games on a PC.
Can you?
I mean,
I don't think you can.
I don't know. I think you can. I mean, I think you can play Pokemon on your PC, Pokemon Sword and Shield, but I don't think you can play the actual game. I think you can play like battles, but I don't know how. But I watched someone on Twitch that plays that. I don't know. It's interesting because like the thing is like if you go to an Animal Crossing stream, are they sitting there looking at their Switch playing and talking?
No, I think it's like, well, I guess so. Like, I guess it's a
docked?
camera on them, but it's also docked. So they see it like a normal game, but then the video, I guess it'd be normal, like as if it was a controller player. And you're about to buy a Switch because you got all your money back because you don't have to go to WrestleMania anymore.
But it's, I mean, dude, there's so many good games on Switch. Like, I'm debating.
Oh yeah. My 1,000. Oh, we're all getting $1,000 from the government. I forgot about that.
Oh my $1,000 check.
But it said by April, so we'll see.
What is it? So I was like something. Okay, this is where Steven will come in handy. But I was like, if you make over 75,000, like, no, you ain't getting one. If you make like, what was the exact specifics? It was like some industries. I'm scared I'm not gonna qualify. If I don't qualify, I'm gonna be real pissed.
If I don't qualify, I'm gonna be real pissed.
If I don't qualify, I better start pulling a lot of followers, and we need some subs.
Exactly. See, I was talking about this with Reggie yesterday because he was like, so it's less than 75,000. I don't know, but yesterday I was like, I'm gonna do the smart thing and like invest, like I was told to do with that money, and so I'm probably gonna buy a PC because I'm investing in myself. Do you actually have stocks in Blizzard?
Yeah, I have. I bought stocks before the Call of Duty League launched.
It caps at 99.
It was doing good, and then Corona killed everything. But now it's a good time.
Oh yeah.
To buy. But with all the money, so my $1,000 check, maybe it'll go to buying stuff.
How do we claim it? All right, we got to do some research about that later.
$100 over, you lose $5. Wait. Okay, either way. So, okay, do you want to just jump? I guess we'll jump back into Rocket League and then close out real quick.
Yeah, I'm down. He's so straight away from Rocket League.
Okay. So honestly, dude, so Rocket League has the 10th place team gets kicked out for the year. They go back down to the Rivals League, I guess is what the AM League is called. So
Goodbye, Flight.
It's Rogue and Flight. And so, okay, who do you think, and then I guess if you have any reason why?
For who's getting kicked out?
I feel like Rogue is probably more profitable to stay in, so I would say surely off that, if it's all rigged, Rogue will win. Because it's...
yeah, dude, Flight's gone. Like, screw everything else. Flight's just gone.
Flight's been pretty trash. I think they both only have one win. But they said like when I was watching the broadcast last week, they were saying like United's hyped because because now they can't get relegated. So I was like, okay.
They can't. Yeah. All right, dude. So or I guess let's try to go over what we like predicted last week in each of the games.
Okay. What'd you?
So like this first game, I remember I said that Cloud9 would win.
Okay.
And you thought that Sonics was gonna win,
Dude,
right?
I watched it and they should have won.
They should.
They should have. It was for watching Rocket. I don't watch Rocket League a lot, but I watched that game and it was pretty crazy. You know, they reverse swept the whole game.
Oh, did they really, man? So it was a good one to watch.
Yeah, it was a pretty good game to watch. It was like I don't know. I mean, I was interested for a little bit and then I kind of faded interest. But I want to say they swapped in someone else. They swapped in a dude named Fireburner, and then they ended up going ham and coming back. But
damn,
it was an insane thing to see. Because I really,
I gotta go watch this.
I didn't think they were gonna lose.
Definitely gonna go back and watch that today. Yeah, and then all right, so. Obviously, Space Station Gaming won because we're huge Space Station Gaming fans now.
Here's what... Okay, so everything I learned last week. Space Station Gaming is the most... They were saying Space Station Gaming is kind of the consistent team. So, Space Station Gaming has been pretty good. I think they're a sleeper to go all the way. Potentially.
I like it, dude.
And then Sonics came back and beat Flight. No surprises.
Dude, me, you, and one other person could go be Flight right now.
I mean, I would put Landon in my place. Landon's kind of better at the game than me, but I get what you mean.
Okay.
I'm pretty trash at Rocket League. Not gonna lie.
All right. Ghost Gaming C9. I do not remember what we said about this one.
Here's what you said. I remember what you said. You said they would either sweep or they would lose both. And they did. They swept.
Oh, yeah.
I said they would win one or the other. And they ended up winning both. This game, I want to say when I watched it, it was closer than I thought. It was closer than they initially said. But it wasn't bad. Ghost is kind of... What did I write about Ghost? I thought I put something. I don't know. I didn't write anything down for Ghost. I'm very disappointed in myself. I wrote down something for...
I mean, they're like middle of the pack right now, though, right?
They're kind of... I think they're going to make playoffs. I think they're almost guaranteed to be in playoffs at this point.
Okay.
But they were... Okay, so here's what I did write down. I'll get into what I wrote down. So, the Sonics, apparently, the dudes they have, so, on their team, will go... I don't really have anything for G2, but Sonics, where are they? Dapper is kind of a dude that was in the Rivals League, and he's come back, and so he's been pretty good, and then this Shock dude is sort of like in the MVP talks.
Okay.
Just to catch you up. Okay, perfect. Now I have a website that's going to explain how to get my check. Perfect. I'll get on that right after this. Okay, and then we said dude, we really thought the Knights would lose, but
dude, screw E-United. I'm pissed.
E-United,
they're trash. I'm starting to hate them as much as I hate Knights.
They're both kind of trash. I won't lie.
Freaking Pittsburgh Knights, man. How do they win a game?
I don't know, man. Okay. I'm getting text now. Okay, but then we go to the NRG G2 game. You said G2 would win. I said would win based off like losing. I said they'd come back strong after their Cloud9 loss, and they did. It was a really good game. I watched some highlights from that game, and it was very back and forth.
Okay. So at least it was a good one.
Okay, so on to what here's. I'm gonna run through my predictions. You let me know what you think. Okay.
Okay, go through it.
Hardest game to predict, I would say, is probably this first one, NRG Ghost. I'm going game by game. NRG Ghost, I don't know. That's a hard one to predict. I could say both. I could say reasons for either. Okay, but going on, Space Station, probably gonna take them. United's kind of let me down. I don't really believe in them. I used to like their Call of Duty team. That's the only reason. Okay, Cloud9 should beat Pittsburgh. You would hope.
They better be Pittsburgh, man.
I really just don't like them. I mean, G2 could really slip at this point, but I think G2 is going to win one of these games. I don't know which one. Probably this one. So I'll take Space
No, dude,
Station
you
again.
can't lose faith in Space Station Gaming.
I'll take Space Station again. And then we said Flight will get relegated, so we taking Rogue. And then I just said G2 would lose, or I said they'll win. I don't know.
Yeah.
I like the Sonics, but I really like. I don't know.
I just think G2 is a better team.
Okay. But we'll take G2.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, Cloud9's cold in Rocket League. So if they make it to playoffs, they could definitely win it all. Let's look at the standings real quick before we.
Even though they're playing awful, they've been doing much better.
I mean, dude, they were like 2 weeks ago, or before last week, they were like way down here. And before that week, they were like tied for 8th.
True.
3-win streak. They're on fire. And G2's slipping, dude. G2 is slipping. United's. Ever since we've covered United, they've been terrible.
Oh, yeah.
But look, Space Station Gaming. They're the real ones.
Dude, I can't believe I ever doubted them. That's like the first week we covered.
I just don't really care for their logo.
Dude, I just remember we went off on them because we were like, who the hell are these guys? I mean, I still don't know who the hell they are, but like, they're good.
No, they're good at Rocket League for sure. I forgot what other games they competed in, but
I had like PUBG Mobile and stuff.
Oh, yeah, it was PUBG Mobile. Don't sleep on their PUBG Mobile team.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Well, I think I'm going to call it on that. If you're good, unless you got anything else you want to say before we call it. Tell Reggie deuces. Dude, PUBG Mobile, probably the most developed mobile esports game, so.
Mobile games should never be in esports. You heard it here first.
Yeah,
Nobody wants to go get a nice little phone to go play games on.
Mobile gamers aren't real gamers.
Nope.
Okay. We'll end on that. I hope you enjoyed.